Today's video, we're going to be looking at 4 main techniques from the underhook and inside tie position. When I say underhook plus inside tie, I mean you have an underhook and you have an inside tie with the opposite side arm. The two main positions or techniques we'll be looking at are the whip over and the double leg, but also have a few clips of the throw by as well as attacking the body directly, just going straight up the body. So first, I want to show this clip of Trent Hidley versus Mark Hall, where you see that Mark Hall purposely gives him the inside tie in order to negate him having the overhook. And this is going to happen all the time. So whether you're an over-under guy or you're just a strictly underhook guy, this video applies to everybody. So first, I'm going to show Andre Taylor doing the throw by from the underhook inside tie position. In the first clip, going to be at the Big Ten Championships against a top 10 opponent in Caleb Fish. So you see him from his shot, he's going to recover. He has an underhook, has the inside tie. Most of the time when you have the inside tie, your opponent is going to be grabbing your elbow. That's not a necessity. If they also grab like your neck or whatever, like a collar tie, it's still inside control. So here you see me emphasize the grip. And then as soon as Fish tries to like kind of pummel in, you can see Andre Taylor just go right underneath for the throw by. This clip as well, freestyle match. While Taylor does go up the body, he attacks the throw by first. So he does a drop throw by where he attacks the legs. So you can see that he has that inside tie on the far side. Obviously, you see the underhook. He attacks the legs, but he sees the opportunity to go up the body and go feet to back for 4 points. Now, this is going to take up a big chunk of the video, the whip over. And the whip over, it can be a standing whip over. It can be a drop whip over, or a variation to drop whip over. When I say drop whip over, it's a whip over and you're dropping to a knee. That's why I could still consider it a drop whip over. This is not your typical drop whip over Iranian lat drop where you're going feet to back from the over under position, right? Because you don't have an over under, you have an underhook and an inside tie. So we're going to look at a few examples here. Younes Imami we're going to look at several clips of him. Iranian representative at 74 kilograms. So let's look at what he does. First things first, you can see that he has that tricep grip, and his opponent is going to grab his tricep back, solidifying the inside tie. And then you see that he has underhook, has the lefty underhook, and most importantly, his opponent's head is underneath. So no one has head position. His opponent's head is actually stuck underneath his chest. But that doesn't matter. We're going to look at this from the opponent's head is stuck underneath. We're going to look at it from multiple different things. Let me start that over. So he's going to hop to the side. And go feet to back. I'm not sure if he could have held him. In freestyle, you see a lot of times they don't hold the guy to their back, even though pins still exist in freestyle. Sometimes since they get their 4 points and there's no extra additional points for holding them there, sometimes they don't feel like they're going to get the pin and just let them up. So here, next example, you can see he has the underhook as well as the inside tie. His opponent's head is stuck underneath again. So opponent's head underneath the chest, and he's going to do the same technique. This time he's going to drop to both knees. So he's going to step outward with his underhook side leg and then drop to both knees and take on feet to back. This example, you have Trent Hidley versus Big Ten champion Silas Allred. Same position. He has the underhook, has the inside tie. Allred's head is stuck underneath of his chest, but he doesn't have to drop to his knee, right? He does it standing. He's going to take an outside step with his underhook side leg, which allows him to get hip to hip, and that's how he's able to get the takedown. We're going to have another example of Imami. This time, Imami has head position. So the last 3 examples, Trent and Imami had their opponent's head was stuck underneath their chest. In this example, he actually has head position. So his head is on the same side as his underhook. Doesn't matter, snaps him down, gets hip to hip. Notice what he does with his outside foot. With his underhook side leg, he's going to step to the outside. And then That hip getting the motion of getting hip to hip is what whips the opponent over. And last example of not last example. Next example, we're gonna have Antrell Taylor. Now notice in this example, Antrell Taylor, his opponent has head position. So it really doesn't matter where your head ends up, right? You can see Antrell Taylor has the underhook with his right hand. He has the inside tie. His head is on the opposite side as his underhook. So his opponent has head position. So we've seen it to where your opponent's head is stuck underneath your chest. You have head position and your opponent has head position. Also, his footwork is a little bit different. He's gonna drop to his outside knee instead. But he's still able to whip him over and get the takedown. So there's a lot of variation in this. So if you get to this underhook inside tie position, you have a lot of options with just a whip over. I'm going to show some clips of Antrell Taylor at the Nebraska State Tournament. I know a lot of you guys are high schoolers or parents of high schoolers or high school coaches. So you can see here, he has that tricep grip, has that underhook. Notice how he gets hip to hip, he pivots, his feet pivots, they're facing the same direction that he wants to take his opponent, and he's keeping that tricep grip all the way through, even once his opponent lets him go. Now, in this example, same opponent, he's able to get an underhook. Opponent has a collar tie, he's gonna get inside for that. It's still an inside tie, even though his opponent keeps the collar tie because he's inside, right? The opponent doesn't have to be grabbing your elbow or your tricep. But same thing, he gets hip to hip, pivots his feet. But in this example, he actually loses the grip. So when you're doing a powerful twist and throw like this, sometimes you'll lose the grip, but it doesn't matter. So you can see he loses the grip. Doesn't matter. He just goes over the head for the cow catcher finish. And then last example of his high school days. Inside tie, underhook, gets hip to hip, and he's able to get back points off of it. I believe he even got the pin off of it, but I'm not sure. This is him, another freestyle match. He's able to whip him over. It's not powerful enough to go feet to back, but it is powerful enough to get rear standing, where he's still able to get the takedown. Obviously, we all love moves that even if you don't do 100% correctly, you still score. This is him against Mitchell Messenbrink. This is as a counter. So he's pressuring into Messenbrink with the underhook, with the inside tie. This forces Messenbrink to feel like, okay, let me just shoot. The second Messenbrink hits his knee, the whip over is easy, automatic, easy 2 points, easy takedown, easy 3 points now. So you also have the double leg from this position as well. A lot of times when they give you that inside tie, their elbow is really high and that entry is there. It can be a normal level change, or it can kind of be like a duck under type of finish. So Tamir O'Sher is who we're going to use for most of the examples here. Tamir O'Sher, he has a really good hip toss. Best in the world in my opinion. So because of this, guys are very hesitant to try to give him an overhook. So besides, if Lachlan McNeil, who's a D1 All-American, by the way, for North Carolina, UNC, if he decided to underhook him here, he's in a bad position, right? Because he knows he can't compete in the over-under position with Tamir O'Sher. So what he does instead is he grabs his elbow, but his elbow is super high. So that whole side of his body is exposed. Again, and notice how Lachlan McNeil has head position. You want to do this when your opponent has head position because they're giving you the space to be able to dip underneath. We're going to look at two more examples of Tamir O'Sher going double leg from the underhook and inside tie position. The elbow is super high. Typically, against most guys, they're going to underhook you back to get to that 50-50 position, but they know when wrestling Tamir O'Sher, it's not 50-50. So they rather actually give him inside tie, even though, from what I've seen, I watch all his film, he typically always scores once he gets to this position. But at least they're only giving up a takedown and not feet to back, right? And next, we're going to have an example of Trent Hidley doing a normal level change and going double leg as well. So he's going up against All-American and top 10 opponent Gavin Kane from North Carolina. Punches the underhook against the collar tie. Has that inside tie. He's going to level change with the same side leg as the inside tie, lower his level, and just finish the double leg that way. And we just have just 2 more clips. You can go straight into attacking the body. Most likely it'd be a side body lock. So Antrell Taylor is going to be who we look at for both clips. So it's almost like he's doing a throw by motion, but he's going straight to the body. So the underhook is going seatbelt, and the underhand is just clasping hands. And now he's in a great position to go feet to back. And last clip of the video, you can see clearly he has that inside tie. He has the underhook. He's just pretty much bullying his opponent around the mat, and he's going to go for the easy finish. That whizzer is pretty much useless. He's trying to cover it, and then the opponent's going to let go, and he gets a takedown. So this is a great technique, great position to find yourself in. Antrell Taylor, he hunts this position. This is the initial position that he's looking for on the hook and inside tie, inside control. Sometimes it may be a situation where the person is giving you this position because you're looking for something else, like the over-under, and they don't want to give it to you. Or you may just be an underhook guy, right? A lot of guys are just strictly underhook guys, and you need something to do with your other hand, and you just find yourself holding on to the tricep, and then they give you an inside tie, and then you can score from there. So practice these moves. It's a great position, and I will see you guys in the next video. So I just released Earn Your Goal Academy. Currently we have 10 different technique series: ultimate double leg system, dominant with the front headlock, low risk, high reward, over under system. So as you can see, it's me myself showing the techniques. This is just one part. This video is 10 minutes. And underneath each video, each instructional part, there's a YouTube video film following directly. This is what separates this from Fanatic Wrestling or anything else you can buy on the market. It's not just me showing the techniques. I'm instantly showing you film, right? Because that's how people really learn. That's how people can know that these techniques work and have 100% confidence and buy into what you're teaching as a coach. If you're a coach watching this, you can use this as an additional coaching tool. You may know the techniques, but this helps you out because you don't have time to watch all the film that I do and make the videos about it. If you're an athlete or a parent individually, this is a great opportunity to learn and a great way to learn. As you can see, I'm showing the techniques, and then I have the videos. All of these videos, a lot of the videos I use are unlisted, so they're not public on YouTube. I had to make 60 videos, especially just for the academy, to make sure that underneath each section, I had it. Until Saturday, July 13th, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. So for the next 2 days, it's only $47 a month. As far as value for your dollar, when you're talking about people paying $80, $100 to go to a one-day clinic, just because the guy's a national champion or All-American, how much is your kid really learning from that? You're talking about people paying $500 for a one-week camp. How much is your kid learning from that? You have access to this all the time, and I know this is, as far as increasing the level of your wrestling, this is hands down the best thing on the market. So I know the channel's still growing, and as we grow, the community is going to grow. We already have 8 members, and I just released it, so we're going to continue growing. So I hope you guys get in it as soon as possible. We also have webinars available. I have a webinar that I have to do in 45 minutes after releasing this. It's a technique webinar, so I'm going to be talking about anything I posted in the last week, any questions you guys have. I'm available in that as well. Personal coaching is available for people inside the community. So see you guys in the next video.